Ever found yourself frustrated with those pesky looking Google Sheets errors? Those seem to pop out of nowhere, just like this? Well, you are not alone. In today's video, we'll learn about 5 most common errors that I usually face while using Google Sheets in my business. And we'll start now. I built this inventory management system for a friend of mine some time back without keeping error handling in mind, and that's why you see all this issue in this spreadsheet. My friend was obviously pretty annoyed and I was pretty embarrassed. Now, I don't want you to go through that embarrassment or feeling frustrated with these errors, and that's why I'm making this video. So what you see right here was built to track all the sales commission for different salesperson. As you can see here, this all looks perfect. Ideally, this is how it should look. But now let's take a look when we have errors. How does it look? Why does those errors occur? And how we can fix it. So the first one we're going to look into is hash value error. As you can see right here, we have this commission tracking table for Ahmed, who is based out of New York. And the revenue, we're trying to calculate his commission based on the revenue that is generated from Ahmed. And the calculation you can see here is C3 times 10%. So we are giving him 10% commission, and we want to calculate the net value after sale. So that is C3 minus D3. So we are basically taking the revenue minus whatever commission we are paying to Ahmed, and whatever the remaining amount, that's what we're trying to calculate as a net after sale. And the reason why we're saying value error here, because if you hover over it right here, you will see it is a text value basically, and it cannot do the calculation. So instead of text value, if we put a number here, let's say we put $50,000, and everything is good to go now. Now you can see the amount is showing correctly. But for whatever reason, if you want to keep this text here, but you don't want to see this value error, what you can do, you can come here, and after the equal sign, you can put if error, and you can start a parenthesis and close the parenthesis at the end, and you will see the value is not visible anymore. Although the value error exists here, you are not seeing it. However, if we go back and put the number here, 50,000, you will see the number here. But if you don't have anything, and if you have a text, that's when you are not going to see this value error. So let's go back. We're going to fix another thing, and we see another value error right here. What we're trying to do here, we're trying to sum up all this value and show the total number here. And the same reason, it cannot add a text with all this number, so that's why it's giving you this error. So if we fix it to a number, then it will show you the total number here. But if we want to keep a text value here, instead of using this C3 plus C4 plus C5, so forth and so on, adding all this like the way I have it here, what I can do, instead of this, I can put equal sum. It's already suggesting you. So if I want to take this one, you see it's, even though the text value is on the first one for Ahmed, it's adding up all the rest of them and is showing you the total number here. So this is how you can solve the value error. All right, next is hash reference error. So why do they occur? So first one, let me show you this value. We have sum C2 to C8. So it's basically adding all this number and showing as a result here. But for this column, we're doing it differently. It's doing exactly the same thing, just like on the last one we showed you. We're just adding one cell after another, and this is how we are adding up these numbers. So now if we come here, if we delete this row from here, delete row, you can see it's showing a reference error, but this one is not showing a reference error. So let's take a look what it is. So it's showing you the last cell that we had it here, D7, after that D8. So it's not finding anything because we have deleted the row altogether. So it's not able to refer to that cell that we specifically put it there. So that's why it's showing this reference error. However, for this one, because the sum function is smart enough and it can tell that the row was deleted, and it doesn't have to refer to that cell anymore. So going back, if we just go back here, see now the row 8 is here, and this equation is working just fine because we have D8 at the end. So the smart way is adding a bunch of numbers is through the sum function. So this is not the right way of doing it. So let's get rid of this one. the second way you can have this reference error is, let's say we have here sum from C2 to C8. So from here to here. What if we bring it to C12? Let's say instead of C8 here, we put C12. So what does it do? It's giving us a reference error. So it's called a circular dependency detected. So meaning we're adding all these and we're adding this one, and the equation where we have the sum function, we're adding that as well. So we are overlapping with this one. That's why it's saying it cannot add this, and it's a reference error. So again, the way to fix it, we have to give the reference until or before where you have the equations. If we put here instead of C12, if we put C9, you will see it's working just fine. There you go. So this is the second reason why you might see a reference error in your spreadsheet. So let me show you something unique now. The use case we have is we have these states where our representative or the sales representatives are currently working. So I want to find out which individual states uniquely. For instance, here we have New York twice, but I want to see which unique states our representative are currently working. So how I can do that? I can put unique. There is a function called unique right here, and then you can select all of this and close your parentheses, and here you go. Now it was supposed to give me all the unique states here, but it's not giving me right now. It's giving me a hash reference error. The reason why we have, because of this block text here. What it's basically saying, once the unique functions bring all those states, it will override what I already have here. So it's giving me a warning saying you need to remove this, or you can put this formula somewhere else. So now if I remove this block, and you'll see these are the 4 states currently I have my sales representative working: New York, Texas, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. So if I had something here again, if I put anything, it will give me that reference error. So this is how you fix the reference error. Next, we are going to look into name error. So the main reason why we see name error is because of the functional misspelling. So if you misspell anything when you are referring to an existing function within Google spreadsheet, that's when it's going to show you the name error. Let me show you what do I mean. So for instance, here we have this sum function, sum from C2 to C9. So basically add anything within here. So instead of sum, if I put sun here, let's say, let's see what it does, because the sun function does not exist in Google Sheets. So that's why it's giving you name error. So you don't want to ignore name error. You want to come here and fix it. So instead of sun, if I put sum here, it should work just fine. But for whatever reason, if you want to keep the error as is, you want to spell it sun instead of sum, you can do that. But if you don't want to see it, you can put if error, and again open parentheses and close parentheses at the end. Now the error is there, but you are not seeing it. But I would highly recommend you don't do that, so that way you know where you have error and you need to come here and fix it. So I'll just get rid of this if error and make it a sum instead of sun. That way my function works just fine. The second reason why you might see this name error is, let's say we want to take this net after sale column and we want to create a name range for this. So we highlight this column here, and then we go to data and we created name ranges, and we call it net underscore after underscore sale. So now that I have this here, so I can create it, instead of doing sum of all this like from E3 to E8, I can just do it like this. I can put sum and I can call my range that I just created. So I can take this one, net after sale, and here you go. Now I have this total amount right here. So obviously one way is, instead of sum, if you misspelled it to sun, you will get this name error. But the other one is, let's say I have sum here, but instead of net after sales, I added something, because I named it as net after a cell, but if I add a cells at the end, you see the highlighted, orange highlighted goes away, and you have everything black, and it says net after cells, adding s at the end. So if I have that, obviously I'll get the name error. So basically I'm referring to something that was never created, and the Google spreadsheet does not recognize that, and that's why it's giving this name error. But if I delete this as at the end, and everything works fine. So this is another reason why you would see name error. And the third way you might see name error, let's say I want to use a concatenation formula, which is, let me show you. If I write here concat, the first one, concat, let's say I want to mention total space, and I finish my double quote, comma, if I put this C here, revenue, and close this parenthesis. So basically what it's saying here, whatever I put within the double quote, it's saying it's a text value, and the C2 is whatever I have here, that's what it's gonna show me. So it's already showing me at the top here, it will say total revenue. So I can say total revenue, and this is what it is. But tomorrow, let's say instead of revenue, I want to call this as sales. You will see automatically this change to sales, total sales, instead of total revenue. So let me just put it back, revenue. But now if I want to bring that name error, what do I need to do? I need to take this double quote away. Let's say I took this double quote away, and I just wrote total and comma C2. Now it's going to show me name error, because basically the total is not recognizing as a text value. It is expecting that something called total will be somewhere. Basically the total text value is not being recognized by this concatenation formula, and that's why it's showing us this name error. So again, if we go back and put double quote within total, our formula should work just fine, and there it is. It shows total revenue this much. So these are the three ways that I usually come across when I see these sort of name issues. And again, name issues, you don't want to just ignore it. You want to come back and fix that. So now let's take a look into hash div/0 error. So here you can see we're trying to divide something here. Basically we're taking this whole sales commission, the total number of that, and divided by the number of sales rep we have. So right now the way the equation goes is D14 over C14. So right here, D14 over C14. So we know we cannot divide anything by 0. That will give us an error, and that's why you are seeing this error. It's saying right here, function divided parameter 2 cannot be 0. So now if we have a number for here, we know our total sales rep number is 6. So if we put 6 here and then enter, then you can see this value right here without an issue. So instead of putting number 6 here, let me show you a quick trick how you can automatically count this. So if we come here and instead of 6, we can write equal, and we can use this function which is count a, and we can select all of this, and we'll close parenthesis, and you can see we have number 6 here. So tomorrow if we have another one, let's say we put Abu here, and we'll see the number automatically change to 7. So let's get rid of Abu for now, and we have number 6. So now when you're starting, you have this count a function, so it's dynamically the number get changed, but you were starting up and you don't have any sales rep. So when you have nothing on your sales rep, it's showing 0, and that's where you are seeing this div/0 error. But let's say I don't want to see that. Once I start putting number, I know this will automatically start coming. Let's say I'm gonna put Ali, and it's automatically coming. But for now I don't have anything, but I don't want to see this div error, because I know everything is fine. There is nothing should be worried. So how you can handle this error? Right after the equation, you can write if error, and start with your first parenthesis, and that's the condition you have, that D14 over C14, and that's what I want to calculate. And let's say if error occurs, what I want the system to give me, tell me there is no sales rep as of now. So now if I put enter, I'll see if there is 0, it will tell me there is no sales rep as of now. But as soon as I start putting something here, Ahmed, and you'll see the number goes away and I have my average value right here. So if I start putting another one, Ali, and you see it's dividing right now. So that is how you handle your div error. So now we are going to look into hash NA error. With the help of filtering, I have created this quick little function where based on the state you select on this cell here, the number of revenue changes and it gives you the total number. For example, if I select Texas now, it'll give us 2 entries that we have, one for Texas here, another one here, 12,000 and 18,990, and it's giving us the total here. And by the way, if you're wondering what is this filter function that I'm talking about, you can learn this on the video right here that I'm gonna share on my description as well. And right after this video, you can click on this video to learn more about filtering. It is very cool function. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Anyway, so let's go. Now, if we look into our state here, if we select a state that does not exist within our column right here, it's not an option and it's giving us NA. So now how do we handle this NA? So what we can do, we can come here and right here after the equation sign, we can say if NA, and then we can start a parenthesis, and right after some function we can put a comma and we can put a message here, a text value. So we can say double quote, the state does not exist, and there you go. Now we'll see the state does not exist. And with the same thing we can do here as well. You can say if NA and comma not a valid state, and there you go. Now we have it. Now if we go back again, if we write let's say Pennsylvania, PA, and we have one entry right here, 15,000, and there you go. So I hope you have learned some new stuff today, and from now on you don't have to deal with all these pesky looking Google Sheets errors. So let me know in the comment below what other types of error you are seeing in your Google Sheets. I'll try to make those videos for you in my upcoming sessions. And if you have learned something new from this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. By the way, I have a playlist in my YouTube channel where I show how to create an inventory system for business. So if you're interested in learning that, please go through this playlist and you will be pretty clear how to create an inventory system for your business. I'll see you next time. Thank you.